Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today we are doing these retro inspired nails. My client came in with a picture. We changed up a little bit, but definitely took inspiration from the picture that we did find online. After removing the old set with a zebra sanding band, pushing back the cuticles, and prepping the nail with an Erica Skyver bit, I'm just going in with Fusion Cleanser, making sure that I'm getting all of that dust removed, making sure that there's no debris left onto the nail. Then taking Fusion Gription and another brush, and I like to saturate my brush, go over a couple of nails, and then go back in and scrub that product really well into the nail. Once that product's applied, we are going to give it a full cure and then go in with Fusion's pink base. Just a thin layer of pink base all over the nail. This just acts as a barrier between the color and your natural nail. So come time to fill, you're not going right down to the natural nail when you're taking off the color. This coral here, Pass the Torch from Light Elegance, is actually one of my most favorite corals, and I use it quite often on a lot of my clients. On this nail, we decided to add a whole bunch of colors and kind of do a mashup, and we start off with Light Elegance's Pass the Torch. That yellow is Light Elegance's Yellow Jacket. I am obsessed with this yellow. I've really been loving yellows lately, which is funny because I'm actually not really a yellow girl, but really been liking it. The green is Light Elegance's Lime of the Party. Really pretty green, kind of has like a pearl kind of finish to it. It's gorgeous. Just taking the colors, kind of blending them together, adding them wherever I want, and just kind of winging it really. The pink is my favorite pink right now. I want this color on everybody, and it is Light Elegance's Pop Lock and Drop. The color is just beautiful, and I'm really loving the Light Elegance's new formula. The purple there is Queen Bee, and again, just adding the color, blending it. Now I'm just adding a little tiny bit of that blue, and it is the Longboard from Light Elegance. Just came out in their summer collection. Gorgeous blue. You can see that I was just overlapping the color and just adding somewhere I wanted. Now here I am going in with the Light Elegance's Marshmallow, and we wanted the color to pop, but we didn't want it to be like in your face. So what the Light Elegance Marshmallow does is it just kind of tones it down and just adds kind of like a softer look to it. Once I'm happy with the color application, I am just going to cure and move on to the next nail. So again, just doing the same thing that we did last time, just mushing those colors together and adding color where I want. And you'll actually see here that I really didn't like how that yellow and the Pass the Torch were blending together. I didn't want it to be, you know, kind of ombre. I just wanted it to be more of like a patchy look, so I just wiped it off. And that's the good thing about gel, is you can play around, and if you like it, then that's great, and if you don't, then you just take your brush and remove it and carry on. So again, just adding those colors, giving it a cure, and moving on to the next nail. This one we decided that we only wanted half of the nail because we wanted to do some line work on just half of the nail and kind of like a French design. So again, just adding the colors where I want and wiping a smile line. Your smile line doesn't have to be perfect because you are going to go over it with a black line, and that's kind of where you'll perfect the look of the French. And just adding the marshmallow again to all of these nails. Now, looking back, actually after I had finished this set, I told my client that I wish I hadn't had put the marshmallow onto the natural nail. I wish I would have just put it onto the color and just had the milky look on the color and then the natural nail appearing through. But the Light Elegance marshmallow kind of made the natural nail look a little white, and if I were to do it again, I definitely would maybe just leave the natural nail looking natural. I felt like these nails just needed a little bit more. Even though we're going in and doing some line work, I still wanted them to be a little lighter, I guess. So I'm going in with a white gel paint, and I've mixed it with some coral and some pink and just adding a little bit more dimension to these nails. So here I'm going in with that same green from the rest of the nails, Lime of the Party from Light Elegance. Now, I wasn't really originally going to add this color to the pinkies and the thumbs, but after seeing all of that wonderful color on the rest of the nails, we really thought that this would tie into the design. After I've applied my color, I do go in with Amore Sculpt and Shine, build the nail, fully cure, and then of course finish file. Here I'm just taking my brush and some alcohol and just making sure that all of that dust is gone. Whenever I'm doing a hand-painted design on a finished filed nail, I like to go in with Ugly Duckling Matte Top Coat. If I don't use a matte top coat, I find that my gel disperses into the file lines and I don't get a very clean look. So the Ugly Duckling Matte Top Coat just allows me to have a nice smooth surface to work on. Once that top coat has fully cured, I'm just going in with the Fusion Cleanser and just wiping off that dispersion layer. I have to apologize for this part being a little bit out of focus. I didn't realize when I was filming. But I am just taking the Light Elegance stripy brush and Amore's Elite Black Gel Paint. That's the gel that I use for all of my hand painting. I just find that it's so pigmented and it just glides on the nail nice. So just doing a little bit of line work, following the picture, but again, kind of creating our own design. Anytime that I'm doing any like shorter lines or kind of filling in with color, I like to use my Ugly Duckling Detailer number 2. It just has shorter bristles and just a little easier to control, but when you're doing those long lines, I definitely recommend a striper brush. A lot of the times when I'm doing any hand painting designs, I make it up as I go. So if I'm happy with what I've done, I give it a quick flash cure. So then that way, if I make a mistake, like you see I do here, I can easily just wipe it off and the rest of the design isn't hindered. So I didn't really like those lines. I didn't like how it was looking. So I took it off and we're just gonna add some dots here and there. Again, just kind of making it up as we go. So like I said before when we were doing this nail, that your French didn't have to be perfect because we are going back in and adding some black lines. So this is kind of where I perfect the line, make sure that it's nice and even and it looks good. Oftentimes you'll see me wiping my brush on my nail or a palette that I have beside me, and that's either I'm reloading my brush with product or I'm wiping some off. The trick to hand painting, especially lines, is how you load your brush and kind of how much product or how you lay your brush. There's so many tips and tricks. If you guys ever want to see a video on how I load my brush, the tips and tricks that I have for hand painting, just comment below and I definitely would love to do a video on that. This nail actually ended up being my favorite and my client's favorite. We found that it just really gave kind of like that retro feel, especially with the bright colors. Totally 80s nail for sure. Once all of our designs are complete, I am going in with that Ugly Duckling matte top coat. We just thought we liked matte better than glossy. You could do either way. I think both would be awesome. I feel like I'm always adding things last minute, so here we decided we wanted to add some rose gold foil, and I'm just taking this foil glue and going to go in with a rose gold foil from Beamy. This product that I'm using here is the Stick It from Ugly Duckling. I have been loving this lately. Normally I use Light Elegance glue to adhere all of my crystals and acrylic to adhere my 3D embellishments, but Stick It is like an all-in-one. And I love that you can take your time and move the embellishments or crystals around, kind of see what you like, what you don't like, and it doesn't set because it's not a glue. You actually have to cure it once you're happy with the design. The 3D embellishments and the caviar beads that I'm using here are all from Beamy Beauty Box. I will make sure to put their link in the description below for you guys. Once you're happy with where your 3D embellishments and your caviar beads and crystals are, you can pop your nail into the light, give it a full cure. I like my client to rotate their hand a little bit just to ensure that that Stick It is fully cured. And then you can go in with some top coat, some cuticle oil, some hand lotion, and then your nails are complete. I had so much fun creating this set. My client and I love doing fun things like this. Guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.